Hi everyone, my name is Lonnie, and today I'm going to talk about suicide rates and attempts among LGBTQ youth and why this issue really matters. This is an important public health topic because it affects thousands of young people, many of whom feel alone, misunderstood, and unsupported. I want to help you understand not just the statistics, but also the real experiences behind them, a story, and what we can do to help. So Sally Gomez is a 13-year-old girl who seems really happy on the outside. She loves volleyball, loves to laugh, and goes to church with her family every single week. But inside, Sally is struggling. At school, she hears classmates say hurtful things about LGBTQ people, but what they don't know is that Sally is bisexual. She starts to feel scared, alone, and unsure of where she belongs. One day, after hearing negative comments both at school and at home, everything just becomes too much for Sally. She begins to feel just overwhelmed and begins to write a goodbye note that way, thinking that no one understands her. But as she writes that letter in that moment, she gets a text from her dear friend Carly, and it says, "You are not alone. You are loved." And that message just stopped her. It gave her hope. Sally reached out and talked to people that she trusted and slowly began to feel accepted and supported. Her story shows how one small act of kindness, that text, can truly save a life. Sally's story is powerful, but it's not rare. LGBTQ youth are more than 5 times likely to attempt suicide compared to other people, and many experience bullying, rejection, or feel like they don't have a safe place to be themselves. But it's important to understand that being LGBTQ is not the problem. The real problem is the lack of support, is the acceptance, is the safety that many of these youth experience. When someone constantly hears negative messages about who they are, it can really affect someone's mental health and lead to feelings of just hopelessness and feeling like they're not enough or that they need to give up. There are several risk factors that increase suicide risk for the LGBTQ youth. Some of these are family rejection, bullying, also feeling isolated, but there are powerful factors as well that can help us, and this could be supportive friends, caring adults, safe environments, um, recognizing and validating their identity, using their correct pronouns, or making sure that um, wherever they're at is like a no bullying zone, making sure that they feel safe and secure and have access to good mental health resources. All of those can make a huge difference. In fact, just one supportive person in a young person's life can significantly reduce their risk of suicide. This shows how small actions like listening or being kind and showing acceptance can have a life-changing impact. Like we saw in that story with Carly about receiving that text message. So, what can we do? First, we can choose to be kind and to be exclusive or inclusive in our everyday lives, not just to people in this community, but to everybody. You don't know anyone's identity, you don't know what they don't show. Um, so, um, just being kind and being inclusive to everybody. Second, we can stand up against bullying or hurtful language when we see it, making sure that that doesn't happen. And then lastly, we could reach out to people who we think might be struggling and remind them that they are not alone or help them without having to ask them. I feel like it's a big thing. Just doing it shows that they are not alone and that they're not a burden. But going back to Sally's story, it wasn't a big program or a major event that saved her. It was one simple text message from a dear friend that just loved her and wanted her to feel that love and value. And that means every single one of us has the ability to make that same difference in somebody's lives. And you never know who might need to hear that they are loved, valued, or not alone. So you can help. You can do it.